Hello everyone, today I'll be making a solo Nightfall Lake of Shadows on Warlock with Platinum and 100k. So this Nightfall Lake of Shadows will be double loot, so we'll be having double loot when we do our 100k and Platinum run. For my loadout I'll be using Middle Tree, Dawnblade. We're going to use Well of Radiance for this run so we can one face the boss. Next we'll be using the Cold Denial with Unrelating, Feeding Frenzy, and Unstoppable Burst. Next we'll be using the Point of the Stag with Vocal Weapon with Overload rounds. Then next we'll be using the Black Talon Exotic Sword to do DPS on the champions. For the helmet we'll be using Double Sword Ammo Finder with Taken Ornaments. Next we'll be using Recovery Mod, Bow Loader, and Loosen Blade with some extra DPS damage. Also be using this other mod where we can greatly increase our charge rate for our equipped sword. Next we'll be using Count and Charge, and of course High Energy Fire to do DPS on the sword. Then next we'll be using Recovery Mod, Double Sword Scavenger, and Taken Barrier. Then I'll be using Guardian Angel, Battle already, and Taken Repurposing. So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna be doing Lake of Shadows. We're gonna one face the boss for this run with Warlock. So we're gonna go on our Sparrow. Luckily there weren't any ads, no Fallons to shoot me down, you know, one hit over here, well 2 hits, 3 hits. Grandmaster I guess can kill you 1 hit, really depends. So we're gonna go to the loading screen, and yes, this is console. You gotta wait. Alright, any minute now. Come on Blitz, come on game, load up. Oh, someone was loading too. Okay, so we're gonna go far left side. We're gonna deal with the Arc Taken Knights. Definitely just bunny hop all the way where you see the car. You see a little rusty car. You go around there, and sometimes Unstoppable Champion will push. And if it doesn't push, then you could take down the Arc Knights. Now you can see here there's these Taken tracking Blight, seeking orbs of death. So recommend you take that down first, and then you could take down the Arc Knights. Now in Grandmaster they can kill you 1 hit, 1 or 2 hits. 2 hits if you're full health. And then 1 hit if you're not in full health. So now we're gonna deal with the champion. It's gonna push towards you and let it lure it around here. We're gonna lure and then we're gonna stun it with the pulse rifle. And then we're gonna use our Black Talon to take it down. Also, another thing I'd like to mention is you don't need the catalyst for this sword. I just have it because I forgot that I had the catalyst, to be honest. I guess when I was on break, I randomly just got the catalyst. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just get it. So you don't really need it. But the perk for the catalyst is when you block immediately, right? If any ads are shooting you or anything, you can immediately block, and then you can kind of like counter charge and you get more buff damage. But because this is attrition, right? We won't really be using that so much for this week. So if it was famine or chaff, then of course you can use the catalyst for the Black Talon. But for this one, we don't really need it. So just letting you know, if you don't have the catalyst, you don't need it. Don't need it for this run. This is attrition, so there's really no need for it, no requirement. And I'm trying to use loadouts that mostly everyone has. So we're gonna take down this Blight, and it'll be snipers. And another thing is the Point of the Stag. You can also get an arc bow with explosive payload. And those are other options you can use. call denial, you can just go to the dark. You can get it from dark engrams as well. So we're gonna take down first the sniper from the right side. There will be a sniper appearing very soon. It likes lurking around. Take this down first and then you can take down the overload champion. Trust me, you're gonna thank me. You don't want to mess around with the taken goblin. So then once we take down the little sniper, we're gonna just use our arrows and of course our grenade if you want to. If you're good at throwing grenades, I'm horrible. You can see, oh okay, well I was okay in this footage, but yeah, you could just use your bow. And then you could just use your bow to take down the champion. So this is the beauty of bows, and since this bow has vorpal weapon, it just makes it much more easy to kill it. And of course we're using high energy fire, so it gives a 20% buff damage. So most of my loadout is long range weapons. And now over here, recommend to try to lure only one champion at a time. So you could see here I'm trying to back away. And then I just want one champion to push me. And sometimes two. So you could see here in this footage of what I do if it's two. So if it's two, I like to go over here, and sometimes the second champion doesn't push, but if it does, quickly take this down as quick as possible. So that's what I did. Then you use block, and then you can back up a little bit, and then you could take down the second unstoppable champion. So I like to lure them around the corner over there, so if the second champion does push, you can take down the first one, and then it will use his shield, but you'll use the wall as cover. So we took that down, and then we can pursue the next room or the next Blight. So now here you can just take your time taking down these thralls. So I was using the pulse rifle, and it has this perk called Relenting. It has this perk where you can get your health back if you do multiple kills, by the way. It only works when you're getting multiple kills, not if you kill 5 separately, then you get your health back. It's I mean, the perk is okay. I wouldn't say it's good for this Nightfall. I guess it's good for Sapphithin's Song, any Nightfall where ads rush you, like for example, like Strange Terrain, Will of the Thousands. Sadly, that Nightfall will be taken away. Corrupted would be okay too. So yes. For this Nightfall, not so much. I would just use a different perk. I just thought maybe this would be good, but then I was wrong. I was like, okay, it's not too good, but I guess it's better than nothing for this pulse rifle. So here I was just taking my time and trying to throw my grenade and then get my nade back. If you use your finisher, you can get your nade back because we have the taken repurposing, by the way. So you can get infinite nades by just using finisher. Pretty cool. Pretty cool mod you can get. If you don't have any taken mods, then I fully recommend you don't do this run at all. Just get a fire team and do the Lake of Shadows. Especially if you're thinking of doing the solo run. So we're gonna take down the Blight. And we're gonna take down the next Overload champion. So we're gonna go all the way over here. I know my hunter, I turn invisible and then I just throw a grenade, if I remember. We're gonna try to lure the Overload to walk towards us. Sometimes it's stubborn, doesn't want to walk, and knows I'm trying to trap it. You can see here it's just standing there. So if it does that, just push, stun, push, and use your sword. And now over here, this is when things will get a little slow. So what I like to do is I like to take down the goblins. They're the ones that immune the solar knights. And you're gonna play dodgeball. We're gonna dodge the taken orbs. Basically, that's what's gonna happen. So yes, we're gonna play dodgeball or dodge orb. And you can see here I did a little time skip later on. Because I threw my grenade and then I missed. And then I was waiting for my nade to come back. So you will see very soon we're playing dodgeball. If you guys seen the movie Dodgeball, yes, we're gonna pretty much do the same thing. They're gonna throw some orbs. So you can see here I missed my nade and then I did a time skip where I got my nade back. You will see pretty soon. And then once I got my nade back, you can see here, then I threw my solar nade to take down the shields. So yes, it does take a little time. I wanted to save my ammo. That's why I didn't use my heavy attack with the Black Talon. I wanted to save it for the champions because there's little two champions. So I decided to use one, and you can see here that when you do break down the shield, you can take it down. Also, you can break the shield even if it's solar. It takes around two heavies to take down the shield. But sometimes when you use your sword, it doesn't 100% track the ads down. It has like this weird aim assist where it goes a different way. Anyway, we took down the champion. Sorry about that. I want to explain about the sword of the heavy attack. So you can use your sword here, but make sure there are no ads. That way the tracking heavy can take down the knight. But if there is a lot of ads around it, then the heavy won't be too good because it's gonna wind up hitting the red ads instead of the solar knight. But it's a really good mobile attack or long range attack, which is why I decided not to use osmosis for this run, since the Black Talon can do long range attacks with its heavy. So we stun the unstoppable champion, and we're gonna use 2 to 3 swings, and then 1 heavy or 2 heavies, depending how much ammo you have on your sword. All depends. Also, I definitely recommend you use double sword ammo finder. That way you can use your sword as much as you can. You can find a lot of sword ammo when you're taking down ads with your primary weapon. So here we're gonna use our well over here, and we're gonna first take down the Arc mini boss. Now I know what you're saying. Why can't you go the back of the map where the 2 overloads, you can use your super and then sort it? Yeah, about that. Okay, well, I tried it and it doesn't work, and you need to stun both of the champions. If not, they're gonna spam their attack. You know when they're freaking out and they start spamming this weird tracking attack? Well, they're gonna kill me one hit. They're gonna kill me. Even if I'm in a well, they're gonna kill me. And also another thing I'd like to mention is the Arc mini boss will kill you too. Will shoot those Blight tracking orbs and then it will kill you. So it's not worth to use your well on solo on the back of the map, because I know in Fire Team you can do that, but in Solar, no, you can't. If there was 1 overload, then yeah, I guess you can on Legend. You can on Legend, but in Master or Grandmaster, no, you can't. You would need 2 people in the back of the map, not 1. So over here, we're the last champion. We're gonna go back of that little car, and then we're gonna take down the Overload champion. So yes, now we defeated both of the Overload champions and we killed the mini boss. So now we can pursue to the next area. So yay! Isn't that fun? And yes, I could have used my Sparrow here. I kind of forgot, to be honest. I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to use my Sparrow. Oh, okay, I guess I'll just run. And a funny story. The Blight, it was supposed to close, but for some reason I made it while walking, so that was new. That never happened to me before, so that was pretty funny. So here you can take down the ads, take down the taken thralls. And then there's gonna be a Solar Knight throwing some taken orbs at you. And you can use your heavy to take down the taken captain. Since the heavy you can use long range. So then there's gonna be a couple of ads. They like to teleport, you know, like Pikachu. They go back and forth, forward, there. Now you can throw your nade here. So what I did is I threw my nade, and then I try to use my heavy. You can see here we got the taken captain. So yeah, that's the beauty of the Black Talon. You can use this for distant ads. You can use it as a long range weapon and also a close range weapon. So over here I use my Black Talon again and we took down the taken captain quickly. Because there was no ads blocking his way, we got the heavy to track the solar taken captain. So now over here we're going to take down all the thralls and be careful with the taken wall, the blight walls, by the way, they can push you off the map. I like to also mention when you do take down the ads, there'll be little blights, taken blights appear in the floor, they will push you. We'll recommend you stay away from them. So here I was trying to lure the unstoppable champion, there are two. We want to lure one into the tunnel, so that's what I was doing over here. So what I was thinking is I'll stun it and then use my heavy. Use my heavy so it can do some damage. So yeah, this took a little time. I didn't want to push, and yes, I know you can say you can use your well. I didn't want to use my well for this one. There is a sniper, by the way. And I wanted to first take down the one champion there because it could push me off the map. So you can see here that the Black Talon, you know, you can use it as a long range weapon. So now we're going to throw a nade. I thought I was gonna kill it with my nade, but it didn't, so I decided to just use my finisher and get my nade back. So now over here we're going to do it again. We're gonna use our sword. And sometimes its shield, it can block our attack as well. That's another reason why I decided to use a pulse rifle to stun it. I was thinking using the melee attack. You know, you can do a slide when it does its shield. But the problem is sometimes when you use that melee attack, it doesn't work because if you melee the shield, or for some reason your character is close to the shield, it doesn't work, the stun for the melee attack. That's why I prefer just to use a weapon that you can use unstoppable perk than using the melee for the Warlock. If the character has a long range melee, then yes, you can use that. But if it's something where you have to slide, then it can be risky. Very risky. So you can see here, I threw my nade. And we're gonna take down the sniper. That's why I didn't want to use my well too much, I wanted to save it. But yes, you can use your will to take down those two unstoppables if you want to. The problem is they're gonna be tanky, especially if you don't stun both of them. So I was just trying to use my pulse rifle, but then I was like, okay, I'll just use my bow. I wanted to save my bow for the Overload champions, which you will see very soon. We're gonna do the similar strat that I did on my Hunter Master run with the Overload champions. It's gonna be similar, almost similar. So here I was just trying to take them down. I didn't have my nade, so I was trying to use a pulse rifle. And then using my little heavy to do long range, and you can see I had to be super careful, they're very bad. These taken cabals can shoot you far away and they can melt you a bit. You can see here I'm trying to be cautious, and now that's a perfect example. So the heavy, it's good when you're one-on-one on the majors, you know, especially majors you usually use that weapon for. But if there's ads, red ads, the heavy will track that red ad instead of the major gold bars that you're trying to kill. So that's why I recommend to kill all the red ads and then you can use your heavy on the mini bosses. So now what we're gonna do is take down the red ads, the taken prisons. I like to call them the taken bunnies. Why? Well, because they duplicate and they're annoying. And you can see they have taken blights when they die. To be careful with that. Those taken blights can push you off the map. You gotta be careful with them. It's just like the ones you saw in Corrupted. Remember when you killed those taken prisons and all these blight walls at the floor appear? It's basically the same thing, but they're not too dangerous like Corrupted. Curse that. Nightfall. Definitely be careful. And we're going to work on our next Overload champion. Sometimes these ads can push you. Recommend to take them down. And you could just use your sword, the long range weapon heavy. So now we're gonna take down the Overload champion from far. And you could just use your bow. You can also use your grenade if you want to. And also you can use your sword too, but I decided to save my sword. Didn't want to use it. Silver Vocal weapon and high energy fire gives more than 20% buff for the bow. So you can see here. We almost took down the Overload champion by just using bows. And you can also take the champion from this distance, but we're gonna use a different area to take down the champion. We want to first take down the snipers that are hiding behind. And you can see I was trying to use the bow, but for some reason it didn't hit the sniper, and you can see I exactly did a headshot 3 times and didn't work. A little buggy there, to be honest. So here I like to use my healing nade and then take down the taken prisons. We'll recommend you use your nade there because they can kill you if you're on full health. So now I'm trying to go to the area where we can take down the champion. So this is a spot where you can take down the Overload champion. Also you can take down the snipers. So like before in my hunter run, you can just use your bow and then just kill it, just a bow. And then with Charger Light you get 20% damage. Now that's such a bummer because for next season bows might not be... They might take away the Overload perk for next season, which would be such a bummer, to be honest. I think bows are amazing for Overload champions. So I don't know what's gonna happen next season. It's gonna be a little struggle for this Nightfall if Overload bows are not for the next season for the artifact. So there is a Solar Knight. You can throw your nade far away and take it down. Once you take down the shield, you could just use your bow to take it down. Of course, you could use your sword too, but here I wanted to save for my sword. When using heavy, it takes around 4 of your heavy. So now we took it down, we're going to go down here, and we're going to deal with the 2 champions in a different spot. Also, watch out with the Blight wall from the left side. The Blight wall from the right side now. You can see there's a Blight wall on the right side. Yes, recommend you be careful with that. That's the one where it can push you. Of course, we have a sword, so even if it pushes us, we can just use our R1 to deflect it, you know, not get pushed off the map. But if you don't have a sword, then they will kill you. So using your bow, you can take down this champion fully recommend take down this one first, and then we can take down Unstoppable. Now for the Unstoppable champion, we can use our heavy. But when the health is low, you can use your nade to get some ammo back, since we have taken ornaments. So yeah, this week is double loot. Double loot for Lake of Shadows. Isn't that wonderful? You can get double exotics, double golf balls, double prisons. So, pretty good week to farm Lake of Shadows. I will say you could just farm Lake of Shadows on Master, then Grandmaster. All depends what you guys want. But it is definitely a good week to farm materials, which I'll be doing soon, but off screen. Off screen. Okay, so now we're gonna deal with the Unstoppable champion. Now, this is where I always warn people, especially with friends and, you know, one time in LFG, long time ago. Now, this champion likes to do the sneak attack, and they can kill you in around this tunnel. They can kill you. If they use, see, you can see over here, they can push you. So you have to be super careful with these champions, and always be alert of where the champion is, because sometimes this champion can walk in the tunnel, use his shield, and can kill you one hit, especially in Grandmaster. I was using my grenade to take down the goblins. So you can see here, this Unstoppable champion is very tricky. Very sneaky. I would call it the sneaky Unstoppable champion. So would recommend to be careful with this champion, because it can go inside the tunnel and it can use his shield and it can kill you. Even if you're behind a wall from the corner, it can kill you. So recommend you be careful. Don't mess around with it. Kill it as fast as possible for this champion. Honestly, I would highly recommend you don't want to mess with it. I had times in LFG where I give them a warning, they don't listen, and then guess what? They both die. They both die. This was LFG, by the way. I said, hey, we gotta be careful with these champions. They're gonna push us. And then the champion went inside the tunnel, and then they killed both of my teammates, and then I had to take down the champion myself. So yeah, be careful. Don't mess about. So, over here I was trying to take down the goblins, and there's a solar knight on top of that little platform. We want to take down the knight first, and then we can push towards the Overload champion and then the second knight. Now for this loadout can be a little tricky. I would say the easiest weapon to take down these knights quickly and to make this Nightfall very fast is using Xenophage. Xenophage, you can easily take down these solar knights since it has amazing range, and it's a very good weapon. So I use my well here, and we're first going to focus on the Overload champion. Ignore the solar knight. We want to first take down the Overload champion. We don't want this Overload champion to go up the stairs and try to regenerate his health. So fully recommend you just take down the Overload champion. So once we took that down, we also took down the knight. Sometimes you don't take down the knight. So if it does, then you can just wait for your nade and then take down the knight. So now over here, I was just waiting for my nade. I was waiting for a little bit because over here we're going to take down the goblins, and then we're going to take down the next. It's gonna be the last solar knight? Yes, this is the last solar knight. And you can see here sometimes there's these taken thralls, shadow thralls can attack you too. So once we have our nade, we can throw our nade at the solar knight. You have to be careful, it likes to throw fire at you. And for some reason my nade didn't break the shield. You can see here. So I had to wait for my nade again, which is really annoying. So you can dodge, just like Prophecy, if you guys know the dungeon. If it does this attack, right? Let's just say it does the screaming attack, you could just go to the side and then it can miss. It can miss its fire attack at you. So you can see here I went to the side and then it missed. Something really cool to do, especially for the dungeon. So if it does throw fire, just step back to the side or left, depending, and then you can dodge it, and then DPS take down the knight. So it's a little strat that I do even in Nightfall, and you can also do something like that in a dungeon. But of course, it does like to shoot those arc attacks too. So in Prophecy, if it does, definitely shoot it down when it does this fire attack. That's when it's vulnerable, where it's just standing still and you can just throw your nade. So now over here we took down the last Solar Knight. And we're going to take down a wizard. So there is a void wizard. It's the only void wizard in entire Nightfall. Now this wizard can be a little buggy. I did die 2 times at the wizard. There are times where the wizard can kill you in 1 hit. Sometimes it decides to go Grandmaster mode for some reason, and then it just kills me in 1 hit. Also, those taken Blight walls can kill you too, so I was trying to be careful and just go in time, perfect time. So I used my healing nade, and then you can take it down. So you can see there was a time skip. I was waiting for my super, just in case something goes wrong. But it went perfectly with the wizard. Sometimes a wizard can take your whole healing nade health and also half of your health. And then sometimes it can almost kill you, so you can use your healing rift just in case that happens. It's weird, the wizard. A little buggy, to be honest. So over here I was just taking my time to take down the taking throws. We're almost at the boss fight. I know, it's so long. I will say that for this loadout, it's long to take down the champions, but I will tell you that the boss fight's gonna be easy peasy. We're gonna kill the boss fight less than a minute. I'm not even joking, I'm serious. It's gonna be less than a minute. And you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna be like feeling relief. You know, getting double rewards. You know, the hardest part of this loadout is just dealing with the champions, dealing with the bridge, dealing with the solar knights, and then once that's done, once you're at the boss fight, everything's good. Everything would be perfect. We did took down the champion over there. Forgot to mention. Sorry about that. But for the champion over there that we took down, you can kill the overload champion with your nade and just a bow. But sometimes the champion can hide, so fully recommend to take it down quickly. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our time to take down the taken thralls, the taken goblins. There are 2 gold bars goblins, and they like to immune. They like to immune the taken prisons, and of course, and we're gonna use our pulse rifle. We're gonna try to save some of our bows, because we'll be using our bow a lot for the last 2 overload champions. And we don't want to mess with overload champions. Okay, so over here I thought I was blocked. I was like, oh, what's this? Am I blocked? And I was like, oh, okay, well that was weird. So I was debating to go back and get some ammo, heavy. But then I decided to go back, so okay, I'm good. I'm good, never mind. So now we've taken down all the ads. We're going to work on the overload champion. Now you can see over here I did almost die. I was throwing my nade and then I missed, and I was trying to go back because my health was red. So you'll see very soon that I almost died because I was trying to get some heavy off from this Overload champion, but it didn't work out. You will see very soon. Very soon. Alright, but let's throw the nade. Throw it. So you can see here I was trying to throw my nade and then I messed up. And then I was red. So yeah, I was trying to throw it but it didn't work out. Which is okay, to be honest. And of course you can use your healing rift if that happens. So you can see here everyone makes mistakes, nobody's perfect, so I decided just to use a bow. Just bow away and take down the Overload champion. So I was trying to get some heavy and then I was like, oh wait, there's heavy there. And I didn't see it. Funny, right? The Overload champion that I killed had heavy and I didn't know. So it was funny. It was giggles. So now for the last Overload champion, we're gonna take this down. So you see those floaty rocks on the left side? Yeah, try to avoid hitting them because you can actually hit them and they will move, by the way. There are times where I use my sniper and then I miss because this rock got in my way. It hit the rock instead of the Overload champion. So we'll recommend to be careful. And they do move. They will move, especially if you shoot at it. So definitely be careful. So I was just being cautious there. So now we're gonna go to the boss fight and we're finally at the boss fight. Yay! So here I was just trying to see if I can... I wanted to save my charge of light for the boss fight. So you can see here I did a time skip. I was just trying to throw my nade at the solar. So you can see here I was waiting for my nade, and once I got my nade I threw my nade again at the solar knight. And I didn't want to use my weapons to kill it. I wanted to use my nades and my finisher to kill it. So I was just trying to be cautious. And then once it's red, I can use my finisher. So yes, over here I would recommend to save your charge of light so you can do a lot of damage. 20% damage buff on for the boss. On the boss. So you can see here I was just trying to be cautious here. So now we're gonna take down the Blight. I did a little time skip here because I was taking down the Blight and then my health was half. And I was waiting for my health to regenerate. It takes around 30 seconds, so I cut that off. So you'll see soon. So my health was down and there was a time skip. Alright, so for this part, now we're gonna do is we're gonna take down the Blight, one hit. We're gonna use our healing nade first before we use our super, and we have charge of light, so we're gonna do light swings and then 2 heavies. So we're gonna do like 4 hits and then heavy, and then we're gonna use our well. And this boss does like to push you a lot, so be careful with that. And then now we're gonna do light swings and some heavy. So you can see here I was trying to take my time to take down the boss. And of course the taken thralls took down my charge of light, so I didn't have charge of light anymore. So now finally we took down the boss. We one-phased it. And there you go guys, thank you so much for watching. You know, we killed it easy peasy on the boss fight. Just getting to the boss fight is hard. So yes, thank you so much for watching. And wow, we got the catalyst. Well, I wasn't even trying to get it. You know, funny story, I got the weapon yesterday. And then I was like, okay, I need to get the catalyst. I wonder how. And there we go, that's how you get it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.